Out on the fringe, if you follow the story back, you find the center. Tracing the edge. In our community, it's a time-honored tradition, putting rubber to the road and shoes to trail. It's a surefire way to deal with catharsis. Movement, new friends, good conversation, they have a way of putting life in perspective. Chrissy's job had ended, her breakup was final, so she packed up her car and started traveling.
I'd worked with so many different people. There'd been 80 athletes on our team and 100 races that I corresponded with the race directors, and so there was this network of people that I had connected with on this pretty related level through trail running, something I loved doing. And so I thought, heck, I don't get to work with them anymore as a long-trail athlete, and they're scattered all over the country. What a cool way to deepen those relationships or further those friendships.
Chrissy started making phone calls and sending out emails to all her running friends with a request and a promise. If you show me your favorite trail, let me crash on your couch, I will cook you dinner or take you out to a meal at your favorite restaurant.
That's how I kind of mapped my course, was finding what the beautiful places were that I wanted to go run, and the people that had helped me come to this point in my ultra running career for those 5 years. So I got to do a lot of great races and run in beautiful places.
By the end of 6 months, life evolved naturally. She moved back to the Northwest. Chrissy took a job with the Conservation Alliance, connecting outdoor businesses with conservation groups across the country. Maybe it's the amount of training required, or the energy a race requires during the act. But races have a way of testing your resolve and validating your passion. In 2008, Christy arrived at the Grindstone 100 underprepared. She was tired. She was sick. She'd been working too much and training not quite enough. She loved her work outside of running, and she'd already enjoyed a long career, almost entirely injury-free, something rare for runners. Maybe it was time to step away.
Maybe the pounding of your feet on the trails and other sounds that kind of weave in and distract, and then having conversation with good friends, whether you're talking about it or they tell you something that helps make sense of what you're dealing with, that's when it all makes sense.
So coming into the Grindstone 100, the question was clear.
Can I have all of these things at this level, like running that race and finishing smiling, just having a good time out there over the course of all of that mileage, 50 miles out and back with some good people, just made it all make sense that, yeah, I have to make this a part of my life. The other endurance sports, I haven't necessarily found maybe the serenity that I feel when I'm done. With running, I can kind of rely on it. I know that I can go to this headspace that, and I don't want to say it's an escape. It does detach you from that, but at the same time I think it makes you face it, because you're able to be with your thoughts.
At the end of the race, the answer was even clearer. There were so many reasons to keep running.
It's not always about dealing with an issue. Like, sometimes it's just great. You just get to be outside, you get to run away in the middle of the afternoon to the sun and soak up some vitamin D.
In 2009, with her commitment strong as ever, Chrissy would tackle her most ambitious string of races. In the process, she would discover all the joy and pain that exists on the extreme edge of human endurance. Music today by Ken Christensen off his double disc album Sunshine Shadow. Tracing the Edge is brought to you by Vask Footwear, running shoes inspired by athletes who report and test from trails around the world. Visit them online at vask.com or find them on Facebook if you want to keep track of what Chrissy is up to. And of course, none of this would have happened without the generous support of Patagonia. You can watch the newest installment of Tracing the Edge and find other stories and videos online. See it first at patagonia.com. Stay tuned for Chrissy's next episode.